welcome to the Cosmic Heart Podcast. I'm your host, Jessica Hope with Cosmic Heart TV. Today we're going to be talking about herbal medicine and my journey in the power of using herbal medicines and essential oils and just plant medicine in general, and how it's impacted my life as well as people in my life. So I would love to share my story because I feel like there's a lot of people that have gone through similar things or who are on their own journey and are maybe looking for something that can potentially help them. And so I would like to share now my story because I just believe so strongly in the power of the medicine of the earth. And there's just, it's not taught in mainstream schools, and it's not taught in the medical field to use as standard practice. So it's time for us to really, as a civilization, to get back to our roots, which is medicine from the mother, which is Earth, Gaia. So I'm going to take it all the way back to 39 years ago. I was 3.5 months old, and I had to be life flighted to Sacramento, California to have emergency surgery because I was born with what is called a intussusception, which essentially the large intestine was like folded inside of itself. It was a birth defect. Both me and my younger brother were actually born with this same sort of birth defect. Interesting fact, I actually was born in the same year as Chernobyl, so I always kind of speculated maybe that might have had something to do with it, but who knows. So it was a really crazy story, actually. My mom's stepsister was actually in Sacramento at the time, and I was in a town called Paradise, California. And the helicopter that came to pick me up when I was an infant to take me to the major hospital, they wouldn't let my mom fly with her, but then they said they wouldn't start the surgery until she got there to sign the paperwork, which to me is just insane. But this was in 1986. So my aunt, her stepsister, was actually there in Sacramento, divine timing, with her mom, and was able to sign on my mother's behalf. So they thankfully were able to save me, and I am here today to talk about it. So I had many years of different things that I didn't really understand as a child, like digestive stuff. And of course, when you're a kid, you just kind of eat whatever. But the older that I got, the more I realized that I had some issues with my digestion, and then the more stress and traumatic events that I went through, the more it seemed like it was causing issues for my digestive system. And then after giving birth multiple times and all my children, I started to really notice that there were things that I couldn't eat versus things that I could, and then started having like a lot of bloating issues. And when I was younger, I had a lot of pain, like chronic pain. I would go to the hospital often and get checked, and they did all kinds of tests and scans and put me on all different types of medications. I also was dealing with mental health issues from the trauma, and also the spiritual issues that I was dealing with. And so I was like being given all these different medications, and I knew inside that it was not helping me. I knew that it was making the issues worse. And like anyone, who pays attention, I I just really did not feel comfortable with the amount of side effects that it said it could have, and then ended up having some side effects, and it just felt like it made things worse rather than better. So I really started my journey on natural medicine when I I want to say I was like 22 or so, where I really started deepening my research on, like, okay, if this medicine isn't helping me and it feels like it's making things worse and the doctors can't figure out what's going on or how to help me get better, getting all these different tests done and they're just like hard on my body, what can I do? And Google like just started being more active in, people's homes, and more and more things were being put on the internet, and we were able to access more knowledge. And then I would get books and I would study herbal books and things like that. So it was really like a long standing process of just trial and error and trying different things, and doctors telling me, if you want to do that and you want to be a guinea pig, or you want your kids to be a guinea pig, well, that's up to you, just like totally trying to shoot down everything that I was doing naturally. But the more I learned, the more I healed. And I will give a shout out, because she totally, totally deserves this shout out. My old friend Tiffany, I knew her off and on since I was in 5th, 6th grade. Absolutely awesome person, and she's experienced quite a bit in her life, and she's pushed through a lot. She is actually the one that really encouraged me initially to go down the natural route, and for her, and for so many reasons, I will always be thankful. I will say, like, the more that I got myself off of the over-the-counter medication, and the more I explored natural medicine, even if some of it didn't necessarily agree with me, I definitely saw a huge difference. And then over time, I started to realize that my soul just has a genuine love for herbal medicine. And this is long before I understood past lives, or, aspects of self and things like that fully. And so I just really began exploring this love that I felt in my soul for herbal medicines and plant medicines. And I was just like, okay, something I'm doing is working, because I stopped going to the hospital. I started having better test results at the doctors, and I was like, okay, there's so much to this. And yes, not Western medicine does have a place, but this natural medicine route is working for me, and the other one wasn't. So I'm going to take this path. And so I eventually switched over to eating all organic everything, which was very expensive, but very much worth it if you can afford to do it. The more I learned over the years, the more I came to understand that it's not 100% necessary to eat 100% organic, but it definitely helps, and it definitely is huge when it comes to shifting your internal health. I've tried so many things when I was younger. Like, I did St. John's wort, suntheanine, L-theanine for mental health. I picked my own St. John's wort and made tinctures of it. I really started diving into making tinctures, herbal extracts, glycerite tinctures, and alcohol-based tinctures. I really, really began my journey on that with, I would say, making elderberry medicine. Elderberry is just my soul just loves elderberries. It's it's got to be a native life, but or multiple lives, but I absolutely love elderberry medicine. I started with elderberry syrup called sambucol, which you can buy in the store. My grandma actually used to have it, and I didn't understand like what it was exactly when I was younger. I knew it was a natural medicine, but I didn't understand the power fully yet. So when I learned, like I empowered myself with the knowledge that I could make my own medicines. This is years ago. How it was just exciting, and then the more I learned my love for herbs, the more I realized that because I'm energy sensitive and I can read energies, I was actually able to look at a plant and identify the properties of the plant and what it could actually do with almost 100% accuracy. And I've practiced that a lot over the years, but I learned where to forage elderberries and elderflowers before the elderberries are grown, and the properties of the elderberries and the elderflowers and how to make elderberry syrup. I've made so many batches. I perfected it by adding things like olive leaf and cinnamon and ashwagandha and astragalus root. I had friends and people at the preschool that I used to volunteer at over the years. I had several people, some of them purchased it from me, some of them I just gave it to, but they would take the elderberry syrup that I would make and they would give it to their children. And they told me that normally if they were to get a cold or whatever, that it would take them like 2 weeks or so or more to get better. And they said when they took my medicine, it was like few days, week maximum, and then they were already like back to being able to function and stuff. So it was such an awesome experience to be able to have that verbal confirmation of like, hey, this really does work, like this is incredible. And so on the note of olive leaf is one of my absolute most favorite herbs of all time. Olive leaf has definitely been like a main herb that has been in my family with my children and I for don't even know exactly how many years, but it's been a really long time. We use olive leaf for so many different things. So olive leaf is actually an antiviral, it's an antifungal, antibacterial, antimicrobial, and it's an antibiotic. So I've used olive leaf for natural antibiotics. I've had many people take this. We've used it for natural antibiotics. We've used it for antimicrobials. We've used it for antifungals. We've used it topically, internally. We've used it for teeth and gum issues, skin issues. I mean, all kinds of things. It's just an absolutely powerful medicine. So when I make my elderberry medicine, I actually add an olive leaf either in a powder form or in a glycerite form, like an extract, or just the leaves. I'll actually just get olive leaves and then put them in the syrup as the elderberries are cooking down, and it extracts the medicine from the olive leaves. So when I use olive leaf, I use it in all different ways. Of course, do your research and learn, for yourself if these things are safe for you. Talk to your doctor if you feel like you need to. It's always a good idea to consult with your medical professional. I'm not giving medical advice. I'm just sharing my story of what I've done and what I've helped people with over the years, because I feel like herbal medicine is so incredibly powerful and effective, and it can help so many people if there's just a more broader base of knowledge that's shared with the general public. And so that's where I come in with like, hey, this might work for you. This could, do your research and learn about it. With olive leaf, I would say The only side effect that I've ever seen recorded is if you are taking it in really, really large quantities, it can lower your blood pressure. So that is something to take into effect. That is something to take into account when you are considering using olive leaf. If you have low blood pressure, obviously don't overdo it. Don't take a ton. Take recommended dosages. Another one of my absolute favorite herbs is actually oregano oil. And I will preface this by saying oregano oil is really, really, really spicy. And if your body's not used to it, it can feel really like hot when you take it internally. You definitely want to take oregano oil with carrier oil. And what that means is just an oil that can dilute it down, because it is really strong. So, I mean, if there is a potential infection or candida yeast overgrowth or a fungal infection or something like that, oregano oil, I'm not going to say is going to cure it, but I will say it is extremely powerful. It's okay. Oregano oil is like olive leaf medicine on steroids. Like oregano oil is like olive leaves, like mean older cousin. If if olive leaf doesn't kick it, oregano oil is going to come in and do some damage to the problem. So that's all I'm going to say. Do your research. Always use oregano oil with a carrier oil, coconut oil, olive oil, something obviously safe for consumption in the body. Okay. Oregano oil is absolutely amazing. It does all of the same things as olive leaf, but it also does other things too. It is incredibly, incredibly healing for the body in so many different ways. Oregano oil can make you sleepy. It does have a component in it that does have a possibility to make you sleepy, just FYI ahead of time in advance. But again, antifungal, antimicrobial, antiviral, antibacterial, antibiotic. So if you want to try oregano oil, do your research, look it up, talk to your doctor, whatever you need to do to feel safe and comfortable. Again, not medical advice, just giving my expertise, my guidance, my experience, and what I've seen for myself. So, another thing that I feel like is just so it's widely used, but I feel like it's underappreciated, is lavender oil. Lavender tea, lavender essential oil. So why do I say lavender is underrated? It's because lavender oil does so many amazing things for the body. It's an anti-inflammatory. It does all different types of beautiful health benefits inside of the body. It just has so much potential for healing. But also, here's a thought. Take it for what it is. I'm not saying that it should replace an anti-anxiety medication. If somebody feels like they need to take anti-anxiety, that's fine. But from my personal experience, and for my children and for other people that I have helped, lavender essential oil, and I mean real lavender essential oil, like authentically pure lavender essential oil, when you are having an anxiety episode or a stressful day, or your children are having a hard time taking a nap or going to bed and going to sleep, you can, as long as they're not allergic, of course, you can take lavender essential oil. You can either put it in a spray bottle with water, diluted, or just put some on your hands, pure, and literally massage it onto the face, massage it onto the chest, put it over the heart, put it on your neck, on your pulse points, and breathe it in on your hands. This is an incredibly powerful tool and medicine that can be used for calming the nervous system down, for regulating the nervous system and the brain, for calming anxiety episodes, for helping with sleep. Lavender is an actual natural sedative. So when you actually put it on your skin, it goes into the bloodstream because essential oils are really powerful. They are concentrated forms of the plant medicine. So they are actually the most purified, concentrated form of the essence and medicine of the plant in liquid form. So when you put a orally safe, body safe, food grade essential oil into your body, only the ones that are safe for consumption, this actually immediately goes into the bloodstream and acts faster than any sort of medication that you can take inside of your body. So for that reason, essential oils are incredibly powerful. When you take either a tincture or an essential oil, diluted essential oil, or a tincture like dropper liquid medicine form from plants, you want to put it under your tongue and you want to hold it there for at least 10 seconds, preferably a little bit longer, 30 seconds, and then you drink a little bit of liquid. Now, when it comes to essential oils, it's different because you can mix them like with a drink or whatever and then just drink the whole thing because those are so concentrated. You don't actually need to put those under your tongue. You can if you like really need the medicine right away. But again, it has to be a food grade, safe to consume. You've done your research essential oil. Okay, so do your research, learn, please. Do not do something and then come back and say I told you to do it because I didn't tell you to do that. Okay, so I'm just saying, be smart and be safe. Okay. I want to give a really big shout out when it comes to supplements that have been helping me, and this is not sponsored at all, though I would love to be sponsored and paid for this. But I'm gonna say there is a supplement that I have been taking and my children have been taking and other people around me have been taking, and it has been working incredibly well. I'm gonna grab that supplement and show you. Okay, so the supplement that I want to shout out is this one. It's hard to see, but it's the 5-MTHF. It's L-methylfolate, and it has methyl B12, and it also has B9. This, in both the liquid form and the capsule form. So all of my children are on the spectrum, and we are all, and another person that's very close to me has been healing from a lot of PTSD and things like that. And so we have actually been taking this supplement for at least a couple of months now, and I can definitively say that it, along with a couple of other supplements, are tremendously helping our brain to heal faster and function a lot more calmly. It's definitely helping with healing the brain. And I strongly felt that it would. I forgot to say the name of the company is Triquetra. It's Triquetra. Huge shout out. You guys are absolutely amazing. I mean, just thank you. Really. So I have personally been witnessing really big healing. I'm not going to get into all of the details of what we're healing from, but it's been a lot. So another thing that I will highly recommend, again, I'm not sponsored. I wish I was. I love Now Food brand. It is absolutely amazing. They are one of my most favorite natural medicine companies and supplement companies. I take, and we all take, their omega-3 fish oil. It it offers cardiovascular support. We actually take it though for mental health and healing the brain. It's just, it's incredible. It heals so many different things. Fish oil helps with inflammation in the body. It helps with mental health. It helps heal the brain from a lot of different things. It also has been studied to be effective with people who have bipolar depression, manic depression, bipolar episodes, all different types of mental health stuff. Again, do your research, but fish oil is absolutely incredible for the overall health of the body and brain and heart. It's an incredible, incredible medicine. Okay, so another one that I really have to give a shout out for, because this thing is just, it's a holy grail. It really, really is. Okay, so wait, before I say what this is, I actually took my son to a neuro doctor who specifically works on brains. She is a natural medicine doctor, but she's an MD, and she is one of the best doctors I have ever met in my life so far. And she was aligned to all of my beliefs when it comes to natural medicine, natural healing, herbal medicines, healing the body and brain with supplements, and actually getting to the root cause of things. She uses very high-tech technology to do brain scans. She literally looks at every single quadrant of the brain. She looks for holes and areas where the brain is functioning. She understands things on a core root level. She's just absolutely, absolutely awesome. She's in Walnut Creek. Incredible doctor. Shout out to you. I forgot your name. I will find your name and I will link it because you're amazing. Sorry. It's been a really long couple years. This supplement is magnesium glycinate. So the company that makes this is Solar Ray. She specifically recommended magnesium glycinate, and she said Solar Ray. I am very sensitive to energies of supplements and herbs and everything. So when I got this, I immediately felt really good with this supplement. Again, it's Solar Ray, SOLARAY, and then it's high absorption magnesium glycinate. This is 350 milligrams per serving. It says you can take 4 a day. So we actually take, it varies, but we usually take like 2 in the morning and 2 at night. Magnesium glycinate, magnesium in general, but magnesium glycinate actually heals the brain. It heals the heart, the lining of the heart. It helps repair the lining of the heart. It helps heal and repair the cardiovascular system, and it actually controls 4,000 functions in the body. So huge, incredible boost to your overall health if you consider taking magnesium glycinate. Again, do your research. So I actually want to give also a shout out to Guru Nanda. They make all of the toothpaste, all the teeth whitening stuff. I mean, they make all kinds of different essential oils. He's actually an Ayurvedic doctor in India, but he has just groundbreaking with his supplements and his teeth healing toothpaste and all that. He's using the hydroxyapatite to help rebuild the teeth. He's using the natural teeth whitening stuff. He's, like I said, he's got essential oils. This one is frankincense, which, while we're on the subject of natural medicines, frankincense, yes, it's a sacred oil and can be used for healing and ritual practices. But frankincense actually is really, really good for an antidepressant. You don't take it internally. I mean, I don't know. I've never heard of anybody taking it internally, but it is really powerful as an antidepressant. I will actually go as far as to say I personally have witnessed it working as an antidepressant. You can use this in a carrier oil. It's actually made from a resin. You can put it in a carrier oil, and then you can actually like rub it onto, your pulse points or your chest or somewhere where you can breathe it in. Frankincense is also incredibly, incredibly healing to your skin. Frankincense and lavender essential oil, if you put this in a carrier oil, like a coconut oil or an almond seed oil or whatever, you can actually put this on your face every day, and it has a potential to anti-age your skin. Not making a claim, but I've seen really awesome results. Yeah, so I just wanted to give a shout out to Guru Nanda. Again, not sponsored. Maybe one day. Shout out to Guru Nanda. Anyway, so I feel like this is a good jump off point for the topic of supplements and natural medicine and herbal medicine. I hope that you all have an incredible, amazing day, and I hope that you are doing lovely. And if you're not, I hope that your life gets exponentially more beautiful and better. And I hope that you find all the natural medicines that help you and help heal you and serve your life for the greatest good. And I hope that you are well, now and always.